Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and I am here at my desk again for another episode of Ask Zach. You guys have been enjoying them, and I appreciate that a lot, so I'm gonna do more. One of the questions I got was, have you ever turned a car away? Have you ever, had beef with one of the car owners and then no longer did the video? Things like that. And the short answer is usually no. I've been able to work out, I think there's only 3 cars in the 1500 that I've done where I got there and then didn't leave with a review. And it was usually the factors of the car wouldn't start, the car wasn't mechanically well. I had one person, I showed up, and then they're like, oh, you could just take your pictures in the driveway. You can't drive it. And I was like, oh, it's kind of the thing that I do. So when in doubt, if I leave the house, I'm coming back with a video to edit. That's just how I usually operate. But I did want to share one story. If you guys like this, I have plenty of other stories to share from the road. But this happened in June of, I want to say 2022. So I was filming a Toyota Carina ED hardtop. This was up in Wisconsin. And I'm sharing this story because it doesn't have to do with one of the owners. I don't want to shame anyone if they reach out and let me review their car. I appreciate them, even if they were a hassle to work with. I appreciate that. So this is something to do outside of the owner's control. So I was sitting there and I was filming this Toyota Carina hardtop, and it was at this kind of harbor place. You could see in the video as you're seeing now, it was this sort of harbor that had like sailboats, and you could put like a little motorboat into the little lake. It was Lake Oshkosh, I believe. It was a nice little spot, and I filmed a bunch of cars there that day. And across the street from this place was a elementary school, and at the time, again, I think it was June or maybe late May, they were having a kindergarten graduation. So students were then gonna move up to first grade. So all the families were there, all the kids were there, and all that stuff. And so there was just commotion up the street, whatever. So I'm filming this Carina, outside, and people come up to me all the time while I'm filming, either asking about the car, asking what I'm doing, asking why I'm there, things like that. And I see this lady, this older woman, start running up towards me. I mean, she's headed right for me, just, almost like the Terminator, just like, and she's running, she's booking it for me. I'm like, okay, you can kind of tell when people start walking your way, and they're like, you could tell when someone's like, okay, they're gonna ask me about the car, they're gonna ask me what I'm doing, all this stuff. So you kind of I keep filming, but I know in the back of my head, I'm like, they're gonna talk to me, so just play it cool. And as luck would have it, she runs up to me and she goes, can you help me? Can you help me? And I go, yeah, what's the issue? And she goes, I'm at the kindergarten graduation and this old man fainted and we need to find his family. They told me that his family is on the other side of the lake. Can you drive me over there? It wasn't my car, but this lady was very clearly distressed, and I figured I gotta help out. In that situation, she didn't seem menacing. She really was out of breath, and I don't think she was trying to mug me or anything. So I said, okay, yeah, sure, get in, and I'll take you to the other side of the lake. Obviously, it's a very dire situation. However, as I said, I was reviewing a Toyota Carina hardtop, which is a Japanese imported car, which has the steering wheel on the other side. So I walk up to the driver's side, but here in America, that's the passenger side. And I go, you get in over there. And I'm motioning towards the other side of the car. And she goes, oh, you want me to drive? And I go, no, just get in over there. So she gets into the passenger seat, which is normally the driver's seat, and I get into the driver's seat, which is normally the passenger seat, and I buckle up and I start driving. And she's not buckled, but she's in the car, and I start moving, and it takes a couple of seconds, and then she just starts going, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck what's going on? And I'm like, don't worry, this car is from, I always say England because no one understands that Japan is right-hand drive besides car enthusiasts. So I was like, oh, this car is from the UK. It's from England. And she goes, am I supposed to be doing something? And I'm like, no, you're good. And so she's panicking all the way around this lake, just like totally weirded out, which driving people around in right-hand drive cars is one of my favorite things to do because you get that like, whoa, this is crazy for us here Americans. But she was already in such a state of panic that I just threw her into the situation and start going, and she's like holding on, her like feet are moving to like try to brake and brace herself. And so I drive her to the other side of the lake, and she jumps out of the car. She goes, "Thank you so much," and just starts running towards this beach. Assuming, I guess, where this family is, I don't really know. That's the last I saw of her. I just went, okay, all right. And then I got back to filming the rest of the Toyota Carina hardtop video. Weird stuff like that happens when you're out filming in public. I've had people flip me off. I've had people stare at me, all this stuff. And so if you guys want, I can share more stories from my repertoire because like I said, they are plentiful. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that answered one of your questions of weird stories. I have plenty more. If you have a question that you want answered here on Ask Zach, please leave it in the comment section down below. But until next time, good night, everyone.